the talk. Hey, hello. Hello, I'm just doing a little bit of a random jump in with a song here. Not sure why. I'm going to a song that I'm just added to my set. It's a song I've wanted to do for decades, actually. It's one of my favourite songs of all time. It's a Joni Mitchell song. It's called Both Sides Now, which a lot of people know it as, they call it Clouds, and you'll know the song. And look, there is a bit of a story to tell behind this, and it's a personal story. It's not one that I go out sort of telling all the time. But okay, so coming out of high school, I grew up listening to Joni Mitchell, James Taylor, Carole King, Jackson Brown, Crosby, Stills, Nash. That was my thing, and Joni was right up there. When I got out of school, I'd been doing some band work, but I'd also organised to release a few singles, and one of them was called A Little Bit of Paradise. And it wasn't a bad song. It was just like so kind of corny and just simple and, in my little bit of paradise. Looking back on it, say, yeah. The funny thing was I had a friend of mine help me shop some songs around, and some got to the ABC in Brisbane. And the breakfast DJ at the time, I think he was like one of the leading guys, him and Peter Dick probably were the two leading guys in the ratings in the radio. So it was a pretty high show, and he really liked the song. And he played it regularly. And it was like, wow, for a 7-year-old kid getting on the ABC and the morning shows and all that was a pretty big deal. So thank you very much. And this guy he was friends with Elton John. He actually played the song to Elton, and Elton gave some feedback, and he said it was just too nice. He's like, you got to have some edge to a song, and it was just too fluffy. And he was 100% right. His advice was right. And that was what was passed back to me. I said, thank you very much. But this DJ is a really nice guy to me. And one night Joni Mitchell was playing at Festival Hall in Brisbane, and he said, gave me a call and said, I've got a couple of tickets. Do you want to come along to the Festival Hall and see Joni Mitchell? I thought great. And actually before the show, there was a restaurant in the venue, and we went to, what was nearby the venue. I can't remember exactly, but this is back in the 80s, guys. But we went to the restaurant, and we were actually sitting at a table across from Joni Mitchell and I imagine her tour manager or something. And the morning DJ guy I was with, he had interviewed her and he knew her, and he had a little brief chat to her, and I got introduced to Joni Mitchell and got to say hello, and it was like a 5-second conversation, but wow, I got to speak to Joni. That was great. Then we went and saw the show, and it was great. I loved every minute of it. But it was interesting. They had the support band and the halftime thing going on, like an intermission. And I was standing out the front and back those days. I was a durry sucker. I was a smoker. I was having a smoke out front, and this lady, lovely lady, said to me, who are you? Introduced each other. Said, who are you here with? And I mentioned who I was with. I said, you're his new friend. And I'm like, sounds a bit weird. I don't know, but anyway. And I went and watched the show, and it was great. She finished the show at Festival Hall with this song, Both Sides Now. And the riff, was like a... That's what she walked off stage with. And when she got behind the curtain, she just kept that going for about another 30 seconds. And it was magic. We all loved it. It was brilliant. And had a great time. Anyway, the crux of my story, what I'm telling you here is, when I was about 17, I dodged a big bullet. Now, why am I telling this? Because it's not something that traumatized me or anything like that. It's like, whatever. These things happen. But just if you're a young person out there and you think someone's nice to you and everything else, just keep that little open mind happening where you go, is this what it's supposed to be? Because anyway, I was driving, dropped the guy back to his place at New Farm where he lived, and said, you want to come upstairs for a drink and all that? So, yeah, I'll come up for a coffee, whatever, and came up, and one of his friends was there who was actually a police officer who I knew from... time at Channel 7. I was like, okay, how you doing? We're having a chat. Anyway, they were like pouring some drinks. I said, do you want to have a drink? And I've always been like kind of a bit of a dork as far as I just got my license. I was a new driver, and there's no way I was going to drink and drive. So I said, no, I'm driving. And to this day, I know how many drinks I can have at a gig and all that stuff. That's a big thing to me. I need my license. And they were like, oh, I just have one, yeah. And I said, no, I'm going. Anyway, sort of, they pushed it a bit, but it wasn't anything that seemed too bad for me. But I just said, yeah, guys, got to go. See you later. Thanks. Yeah, okay, bye-bye. And what happened later on was those two gentlemen, the radio guy and the police officer, they actually made front page of the Courier Mail as they were arrested for diddling with guys, young gentlemen in their like 16, 17-year-old range group where they give them drinks, they get them a bit, and there was something in the drink that made the boys a bit funny, and they'd sort of have their way with them. And obviously I was a target that night. That's why I was invited to the concert, I'm sure. I was invited back, and I was just too much of a stick in the mud to have a drink, so I dodged a bullet big time. And I say it's not a story you'd normally tell out there, but it is part of the entertainment industry for a lot of people, a lot of young people coming through, and particularly a lot more so, it's for guys, but for ladies as well, young ladies. I guess I just wanted to share that to say, if you're ever in that position where someone's being friendly to you and things just going a bit left of centre, just keep your wits about you and don't suspect everyone's always there for the right reason, and do not think that you have to do whatever these people say because of their power and influence. If you're good at what you do and you're good at your craft, you will find your way without having to do any of the crap stuff. So that's my little message of that. But guys, here's a version of the song. I'm going to add it to my set, and I just thought I'd toss it in tonight as something a little bit different. And hope you enjoy. Have a good one. Aussie Local and Live. Please follow, subscribe, send it, get your friends to do the same. And I might put a few more songs up along the way too. But anyway, see how we go. Have a good one. Thank you. And hope you enjoy my little bullet dodging story. Bullet dodging story. Bit of a brain twister, but maybe just for someone simple like me. Have a good one. Rows and flows of angel hair, ice cream castles in the air, feathered canyons everywhere, look to clouds that wave, but now they only block the sun. They rain and pour on everyone. So many things I would have done, clouds got in my way. I look to clouds from both sides now, from up and down, still somehow it's cloud illusions I recall. I really don't know clouds at all. Moons and gentle Ferris wheels, dizzy dancing way you feel, as every fairy tale comes real. I wrote to love that way, but now it's just another show. You leave them laughing when you go. If you can't, don't let it show. Give yourself away. I look to love from both sides now, from win and lose, and still somehow it's love's illusions I recall. I really don't know love at all. years and fears and feeling proud. Say I love you right out loud. Dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now old friends are acting strange. They shake their head, they see I've changed. You know, something's lost and something's gained. Living every day, I look at life from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life. I look at life from both sides now, from give and take, and still somehow it's life's illusions I recall. I really don't know life or love or cloud